Hi everyone. So yeah, you saw the title. I am asking you a question. I am not here to answer your questions. I am asking you a question. Do you believe in rebirth? If you say yes, why? And if you say no, why? Okay. Let us discuss because I have some interesting stuff to share. Okay. But first, I will let you speak. But again, as usual, I have to speak about something else until questions arrive, okay, until I get viewers and until I get comments, okay. That is what I do every day. These we don't know because it is not falsifiable, okay. Yeah, that is true. Okay, at least I got to one comment, okay. Okay, the reason why I always heard about reincarnation and rebirth, okay. It is a very basic concept in Eastern traditions, okay, not only in Hinduism. Even Buddhists believe that there is a cycle, okay. People go through the cycle until their karma is completely extinguished, okay. So this is a major difference, one of the major differences between Abrahamic religions like Christianity, Islam, and uh, Judaism, okay, and this Eastern religions like Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, because all these religions believe that people are being born, okay. That is the one thing that connects everything, all these Eastern religions, right? Because, for example, Buddhism rejects the authority of Vedas. The Hinduism, for Hinduism, the Shruti is like a major authority, okay. Traditionally speaking, that is true, okay. Those days people did not have the name Hinduism. They did not identify themselves as as Hindus. But it is true that they all had, especially all these scholars, okay, who were, there were religions in village, as well as there is religion that is discussed among scholars. And most of these scholars accepted Shruti or Vedas as the authority, including Adi Shankaracharya. I don't fall in a position because it's metaphysics which cannot be proven. See, that is the same position that I have held for many years. But there is one thing that I have faced in my life. If I have to explain it, okay, personally speaking, okay, I cannot provide that as a public evidence because it is about my own personal feelings, right? So yeah, it is not about a public evidence, but still I can share that experience, right? And you can let me know who whatever you think about it, okay. See, the thing is, personally speaking, I have encountered something, and that 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 encounters demands an explanation. Why did it happen in the first place? Because personally I know that I am not a person who will actually do these things. For example, crying for somebody who I met just like that, okay. So like, for example, if let's say that past life is true, okay. If past life is really true, and if you're meeting somebody that you know from a past life, okay, and if you feel a connection, then it might give you a different experience, because I got that kind of experience which doesn't have any explanation so far, okay. The only explanation I can find is with the past life, because it is very clearly evident when I think about this, okay. Maybe I have met this person in one of the person's past lives, okay. It is not one of it, okay. It is like this, okay. It is like this. I was born in 1983, and I used to have a friend when I was in third, fourth, fifth, and sixth grade. And after that, I never met him. But after all these years, I met somebody else. I mean, yeah, I have seen somebody else, and I have seen the person in person. Okay, I have seen that person, and many experiences led me to believe or suspect that this person, the new person, the person is very very young. Okay, it is a girl. Okay, it is a woman, and I think most of the people know about this already, okay. So this person is a woman. I am meeting this woman, okay. a girl, and this girl was barely 16 years old when I saw her. Okay, when I saw her, she was like 16 years old, but right now she is 19 years old. Okay, so if she is 19 years old, then when was she, when in which year she was born? Okay, probably during like 2004, 2003, 2005. During that period, right? Okay, let me answer this question. Do you think personal experiences and anecdotes make a valid knowledge? If yes, explain its epistemology. I will do. Okay, see, the thing is, there is a difference between personal evidence and public evidence. I will give you one example, okay? There is a murder. There is a murder, okay? You are witnessing the murder. You see the person X is killing XY, okay? It is very clear to you. It is very obvious to you in your own eyes, okay? You see it. The person X is killing person Y, and you are a direct witness of it, and you know very well that it happened, okay? Now the case is in the court. You have to prove. I mean, you are a witness. You are one of the witnesses, and you are saying that yeah, I did see that person X killed person Y, okay? Because I think you're confusing between personal evidence and public evidence. I already gave a disclaimer when I started this, okay? So, as far as you are concerned, you know that this murder really happened. The person X indeed killed person Y. You know it for sure. But how can you prove it? Maybe because of circumstances you are not able to prove it at all. And the murderer, that you witnessed the murder, but the court says, okay, the murderer is set free because of lack of evidence. We are releasing him. As far as the court is concerned, you are just a witness, right? You could be lying. How can a court trust you? The court cannot trust you. The court decides that you are probably lying and this guy is innocent and they are releasing him. But you know the truth, right? You personally know the truth. Now, you cannot prove this to somebody else. It is not a public truth yet. But you personally know that it is a true. It is very, very true because you have seen it. That is exactly what I'm talking about. I don't have a means to provide a public evidence for this, okay? So it cannot become a scientific truth because scientific truth requires public evidence. It requires verifiable evidence. I'm not claiming that it is science. I am claiming that it is something that I personally went through. Now, whether you trust this or whether you do not trust this is up to you, okay? You Is it clear, David Manova? Because I want to make sure if you understand this, okay? If you understand the clear difference, right? There is something which could be evident very personally to you, but it is not a public evidence. Okay, thank you. You understand. So that is what I am talking about. For me, what I saw is this. Maybe at some point of time, I can I can create this as a public evidence if it is possible. Okay, because public evidence requires a lot of things. Okay, because I am a fan of science. Okay, I like science very much, and I know how science works. Okay, so I know what it takes to prove to the public that this rebirth is true. And again, even now, I don't really believe. I mean, I have not come to a conclusion. The only thing that I am saying is I had certain experiences, okay, and I need some explanation for the experiences that I went through. If I have to find out one experience that provides an explanation, okay, hypothetically speaking, that is reincarnation. Unless this girl, I mean, I told you about a guy, right? A friend who was my friend in third, fourth, fifth, and sixth grade, okay. And one thing that I noticed is this girl that I encountered in 2001, I think. The facial features are very similar. That is one thing. Okay. Thing is, it also triggered the same thing. Okay. Probably, just because of the facial features, I might be mistaken because the facial features can trigger the same experience, right? So I am also giving you this benefit of doubt. Okay, probably I was mistaken, but I don't really think so because It made a huge impact. Okay, so okay, there is another question. Do you think your conclusion may be wrong? Yes, of course. I'm open to it. Okay. See, it is not like a very solid conclusion. If it is really wrong, then okay, okay. It was like just like a dream. Okay, I'll get over it very soon. Okay, I don't have to stress it. There is no need for me to, emphasize on something when I really think that, and I understand the possibility. I could be wrong. But the thing is, as I said, my personal evidence, my personal experience is so overwhelming. So I cannot very easily dismiss that as, just a imagination or just a bias. I need much more, yeah, maybe time will tell the truth. Okay. So, and can you also say at what point would you able to change your conclusion? That I can't, I cannot be sure. Okay, because how do I say? How do I answer this question? At what point I can? I mean, first of all, I haven't made a conclusion. Okay, maybe I should be very clear about it. I'm very close to be making a conclusion. In fact, yeah, I mean, it is. Is it like the experience was so overwhelming? Okay, everything that happened, and there are many other things to it. I'm not going. I mean, I'm just giving you a basic idea, right? Because I have already made a videos. It is in my YouTube channel even right now. I have not deleted them. Those videos are there in my YouTube channel. Okay, you can maybe watch them. Okay, so your the answer to your question is, first of all, your question is, can you also say at what point would you be able to change your conclusion? Um, Personally, based on my personal experiences, I really doubt if I would reach that point, okay, which will lead me to change that conclusion, because it is very difficult. Because the experience that I went through personally is very, very profound, okay. It is not just one experience. It is like, it is like there's a lot of, there is a whole story behind it, and I have already disclosed it a lot in my previous videos, okay. There is another statement as well. I would say your case is a mystery, but it is your own life belief which cannot be commented on personally. I will speak to you later, okay? I have to go.